Class students, today we'll see simulation of 4-bit ripple carry counter using a Xilinx ISC design suite. Double click on the icon present on desktop. Close earlier project. Select new project. Ripple carry counter, name of the project. Top level source type HDL. It is stored in directory. That path also you select. One more very important thing, while selecting location or path, okay, you make sure that you are selecting folder names and file names, project names, module names such that they should not include special character space. You should not write uh, ripple space carry counter or ripple space carry space counter. Okay, you can edit the program but simulation will be failed. So you make sure that in the entire path, folder names, file name, project name should not contain any spaces or special characters. Numbers and characters are allowed without any special characters. So only we are writing. If you want to separate, use underscore. Ripple carry counter underscore we are used to join two strings. Synthesis tool XST simulator ISIN. New source Verilog module. Ripple carry counter. I'll give name as RC counter. You select Q of size 4-bit 3 down to 0, 4-bit counter, clock and reset as input. Click next. Here you can write in list Q clock reset, output Q input clock reset. We have typed code for a ripple carry counter which involves 4 T flip-flops. Q0 is output of first flip-flop where actual clock is connected, and that output Q0 is acting as clock for next flip-flop. Then Q1 is acting as clock for next flip-flop. Q2 is acting as clock Q3. So Q0 to Q3 are considered as outputs. Q3 down to 0, 4-bit outputs of a counter. The values are displayed in binary 0 0 0 0 4, then 0 0 0 1, 0 0 1 0, 0 0 1 1, like that. 4-bit counter we are trying to implement. We'll write next code for a T flip-flop, a component used in RC counter, top level code. We have developed code for T flip-flop which involves Q clock and reset, where DFF D flip-flop is used as a component. D flip-flop and a NOT gate. NOT gate predefined component we are using, so no need to write description for NOT gate. It is already available with the package or the tool or software. In D flip-flop, description is not defined, so it is a user defined component. For that we need to write the description next. We have developed core for top level counter, RC counter, where T flip-flop is acting as component. 4 such T flip-flop instances are created. Instance means we are creating 4 actual T flip-flops with the name TFF0, TFF1, TFF2, TFF3. Actual component name is same, but we are creating 4 such components. To understand this, the same concept is used in object-oriented programming languages like C++. One module is developed and that can be used with different names any number of times. I can give you in civil engineering one plan for a house is created. That plan can be used to build any number of houses. Each house will have its own name or number. It is separated from the name. Similarly, we are giving here a single TFF component is created. We are writing description, and that can be used any number of times in top code. So TFF module description we are writing only once, but we are using 4 times in this example. And these are separated from each other by instance names. TFF0, TFF1, TFF2 and TFF3 are the instance names of 4 T flip-flops. Module D flip-flop, here D flip-flop you have got. So here D flip-flop is not defined, for that we are writing code. This T flip-flop is implemented with the help of D flip-flop and a NOT gate. And D flip-flop description, Q, D, clock are the inputs, clock and reset are Q, D, clock are the Q is output, D, clock and reset are the input. We are redefining output Q as a register, a port signal. Now we are making it as a variable to store value in Verilog. So this is compulsory. When for output signal you are assigning value within always statement, those need to be redefined as register. Always add pause edge of reset or negative edge of clock. If reset Q 1 tick be 0. If reset is 1, irrespective of whatever may be the input connected, output should be 0. Else Q should be assigned with, for normal operation when reset is 0 on every rising edge of the clock, that is a negative edge of the clock, Q should be assigned with D. We have typed code for stimulus or test bench for top code. The name selected for top level code is RC counter, so we change it to RC counter. Instance name is R1, Q clock reset. Q we are defined as wire, and very important concept is we are using RCC counter as a component in test bench. So test bench or stimulus is a top level code, then RCC counter, and then T flip-flop, then D flip-flop, like that. So it has got usually test bench we can write for any module or any sub block. We can write test bench for T flip-flop, test bench for D flip-flop. That is also possible. Now in this case we are writing for the top level code RC counter. Clock is initialized to 0, and for simulation clock generation is done with the help of always statement here #5. This clock value toggles every 5 time units. Earlier it is 0, then it becomes 1, then again 1, from 0 1 0 1 0 1, it should go on repeating. So that clock input acts as a input for ripple counter, where it acts as a clock. Q we have defined size 3 down to 0, and here reset values we are assigning with the help of this initial statement. In one more input reset, clock we have generated here, one more input reset, values we are assigning here. Initially reset is 1, when reset is 1, Q should be 0. At time 15, that is simulation time 0 plus 15 time units, at time 15 reset value will become 0. At 15 plus 180, that is at 195, till 15 to 180 time units, that is till 195, reset value remains 0. On every negative edge of the clock, the counter changes its Q value. It goes on counting starting from 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 like that till 195 time units. So that negative which repeats after every 10 time units. Then at 195 plus 10, at 195 reset becomes 1, so Q should become 0. Again after 10 time unit reset is becoming 0, it should start counting. So 195 plus 10, 205, reset is becoming, from 205 it should begin counting. So at 210 and 220 the count will change. After 20 time units, that is 205 plus 20, 225 time units, simulation should stop, $finish. And if you want to observe in the tabular form the values, okay, monitor statement we are writing. So time, output Q, percentage D, Q value we are displaying. Now we try to simulate the code. Select simulation, RC counter, check behavioral syntax. Check syntax is successful. Now you can observe here. Once we compile the code and no errors, you can check top level code is stimulus. In that, instance name R1 of RC counter. For to implement RC counter, we have used TFF0, TFF1, TFF2 and TFF3. And to implement TFF0, a DFF0 is generated like that. D flip flops, description we have written. So all together 4 T flip flops, 4 D flip flops, 4 NOT gates, 1 ripple carry counter module and a stimulus. That many components are generated. Select top level code stimulus. Simulation. Check syntax we have done. Double click on simulate behavioral model. You can operate. You can check here values. You can observe here output at time 15 time units. I can use markers here. Now here time taken is 15 nanosecond. That 15 time units means 15 nanosecond. In this example it has taken like that. Starting from 0, 15 time units, reset is becoming 0. Till then initial value of reset is 1. Now reset value will become 0. Clock is toggling. You can observe initial value is 0, then it will become 1 on every 5 time units. the value is changing. One more marker we can add and we can measure. So duration of one clock we can measure. Okay, around 10 time units. Around 10 time units duration. On every 5 time units, 5 time units, 5 nanosecond, the value is changing, clock value. And reset will remain 0 for how long, that also we will check. From 15 till 195, so total 180 time units reset will remain 0, during which count begin on every negative edge of the clock. Negative edge means 1 to 0 transition. On negative edge of the clock, value change to 1. On next negative edge of the clock, value change to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay, 13, 14, 15, 0, 1. Again, after 15, it will repeat from 0, 1. Then when reset becomes 1, suddenly value will become 0. Q will become 0. Again, when reset becomes 0, on negative edge of the clock, it starts as a counter. And the simulation time, it will end at time 225 nanosecond, as we have discussed earlier. So one more very important observation here is, we have written test bench. In test bench we have supplied values for reset when we have generated clock for simulation. So when we click run simulation, automatically waveform window has appeared. Okay, output as well as input variations we can observe in waveform window. This is an easiest way of analyzing the output. So here manually we have not supplied any values in waveform window. One more observation, here you can check, at time 0 output Q value was 0, then at time 20 when reset becomes 1, at time 15 output Q, so this window I will slightly enlarge. You can also observe we have written monitor statement, dollar monitor, dollar time, output Q, percentage D, Q. That Q value we are trying to display. You can observe here. At time 0, Q value is 0. At time 20, Q value is 1. 32, like that it is going on changing. At 195, when reset becomes 1, again Q value has become 0. Again when reset becomes 0, at time 210 the value becomes 1, at 222, and simulation stops at time 225 nanosecond. So summary sheet also we can observe in console. It is an alternative way of representing data of a simulation in the tabular form. In the waveform form also we have seen, in the tabular form in console window we have seen. This is how a 4-bit REPL carry counter is implemented, and we have analyzed the test bench written for a 4-bit REPL carry counter. If I quick glance at the coding part, we have got RC counter, TFF, DFF block and a stimulus block. Okay, thank you. We'll continue in next class.